it's Adam here from the West Ham's Road Drink podcast. I think Snoddy has been a great player for us. His ability to put in a set piece is incredible. But that being said, from a business decision, I really don't see why we should be looking to extend contracts of players at this point. A lot can change. I mean, he's not getting any younger. And if we're going to build, then, to be honest, Jared Bowen really is a replacement. He's an upgrade. So at this point, I wouldn't be offering him another contract. I would see how things are in a year and take it from there.
So should Snodgrass get a contract extension by an year? Well, something to think about. I've actually thought about it since the beginning of the day, and it's not easy to pick the answer between a simple yes or no, because Snodgrass offers something that we need as West Ham. Again, I'll repeat what I said last time, that West Ham is finding it hard to avoid the injury crisis, for lack of a better word or a better statement to refer to our condition. But we need players who will always step up and help when the key players are injured. Like going forward, we can see that we have a front three of Bowen, Allaire, and Antonio, maybe if he's fit. So if he is okay, then he can come and fill up the places when the front three are injured or are unable to play, maybe when we need to rest some of them. So I think Snodgrass can help on the flanks, and I know Snodgrass can help at the middle of the pack, maybe ahead of the likes of Rice and Souček. Snodgrass can be instrumental. But now the problem is he is aging. And with his age, 32, can say he's nearing the MLS kind of age, and he may be seeming a bit misinformed, but I think he's aging, and that may be a factor that we should consider. But considering our players' injury proneness, I'll give him another shot. Let's give him another year, maybe, before it's too late for him to play for us again, like he is playing for us now. Yeah, that's what I think.
So, on the question of Snodgrass, should he get a 1 year deal with the club at the end of the season, a 1 year extension? It's a tricky one, really, for a lot of people, because obviously with Moyes coming out and the club saying that they want to start signing young, hungry players, based on that sort of information, you would obviously say, well, then no, you wouldn't offer Snods a 1 year extension. But unpopular opinion, maybe, but for me, 100% I'd give it him. Reason being that even when you got these young ones coming through, you need some old heads in the squad. You need ones, especially workhorses like Snods. Everyone says about it, he lacks pace and stuff like that, but his crossing ability, but also his work rate, is good to have around the club, around those youngsters that give that mentality of you work for that badge, you work for the club, work your socks off. You see it with us, when we give everything to the club, the fans appreciate it. And once you get that mentality, it can only help. Same with Nobes. I'd keep Nobes in and around the club 100%, like I keep Snods. I still feel a bit aggrieved that we didn't give Collins a 1 year extension, mainly for those youngsters that are coming through. We had some young heads. Yes, I know he's not a fullback, but like Johnson and Ngakia, you got other young youth players, Diallo, they can only benefit from those type of players, you know, that are appreciated and loved by the fans. And it's because of the effort and the determination that they've put whilst wearing claret and blue. So, yeah, for me, 100% I'd give Snods an extension.
So, today's question is, should Snoddy get an extension? Yeah, well, I reckon he should. I like him. I like the way he works hard. He always seems to put 100% effort in. He has a dodgy game every now and again, but doesn't everyone? But he still tries. That's what I like. And he knows where the goal is. He scored a few goals, important goals, and he's set up a few, hasn't he? You know, that's what I like about him. He just doesn't give up. And I think that's what we need. I think we are cursed as a club to be a British club. And what I mean by that is, if we have too many of these luxury, foreign, skillful players, they don't understand what it means. Yeah, and we fall foul of that. We don't get better as a club. We need to have working class, British, pull your socks up type of players. Yes, have a couple of, flamboyant players, but that's what we need. That's the basis of our team and our club. Because that's what the fans warm to. Is someone that works hard, gives effort, and we can see it. We don't mind losing, as long as people have seen that the players have given 100%. I think that's the gist I get from West Ham fans that I speak to and spoken to. So I reckon the old boy deserves another contract. Personally, if they sold him or got rid of him for any other reason, I would be quite heartbroken. I would miss him. I like him. I like his balls. He gives it all, and that's what I like. So, give him a contract with me. So, take it easy. I'll leave it there. Look after yourselves. Stay well in this current situation. All right, keep smiling. Keep your pecker up. Come on, you boys. Up the hammers.
Do I think Robert Snodgrass deserves a 1-year extension to his contract? Yes, I do. I think his experience and his technical ability is proving every game that he plays for West Ham. He's almost essential to us, despite the fact he's growing in age. Problem with him is that he's being used too much, and that's down to West Ham's recruitment, that we haven't hired anyone in to take his place. And he's one of these players that we're relying on far too much. He's got a fantastic delivery from corners, free kicks, etc. Great crosses over the ball, but he's not got no pace, and Bowen's clearly going to take over from him on the right-hand side. But for what it is, I'd extend his contract to a year, and then it can be someone that the young kids can learn off. And, just say thank you, because obviously the owners gave me a load of shit, a few years back, and he's fought back from that, and he's a fan favourite now. So, yes, no-brainer. Give him a year contract extension.
Hi guys, I hope you're all keeping very well. I really honestly mean that. For those that are self-isolating, or like me, are working from home, your health. And I mean that sincerely, because this is a horrible, horrible time for people in general. I do honestly wish you all well. Because this is dark times. This is really, really dark times. We're nowhere near through this problem, but we have all got to stick together, show each other respect, treat each other with respect, don't panic, stop panic buying, come together as a community, both as in general and as West Ham supporters and football supporters across the world. We all need each other. So let's treat each other with a bit of respect, and let's start caring for each other, because you never know when you're going to need somebody to help you. You never know when you're going to be ill and you're going to need somebody else to look after you and do things for you, especially under these days. So let's try and make this bit more light and entertaining now. Robert Snodgrass, McMessi, Bobby Snoddy. Yeah, I honestly think he does. I honestly do feel that he deserves a contract extension. Not just for the fact that we need him for set pieces, but he's one of the few players out there in that squad at the moment that are putting their bollocks on the line left, right and centre. He's one of the very few players that are doing that. He's not the only British player to do it, of course, as we all know. But he is one of the few that is doing it. I love his aggression. Gets him into trouble a few times, as we all know. But I love what he does. I really, really do love what he does. He's irritating because he's not quick enough as he used to be. But his set pieces, his corners, spot on. A lot more spot on than Lanzini, and a hell of a lot more spot on than Noble. And I love those two equally as well, as you guys know. But it's like, yes, he deserves the contract 100%. I would love to see him retire with us. I genuinely would. He's got a lot more to offer for a few things. Not all the way, if I'm honest. Not all the way. But, you know, his contract runs out next summer. Apparently. Depending on when we're going to get the football season back or not, you know. But yeah, it's good. I like the fact that he's been given an extension, and he deserves it. He really, really deserves it. Because it's an extension, he's probably going to get a pay rise out of it, I should imagine. A 1-year extension normally means a bit more money. Does he deserve it? No. Do any of the football players deserve their wages they're on? No, absolutely not. But that's the way that football is. Stupid amounts of money in all the way, and unfortunately we're not reaping the rewards of that. But as I said, he deserves it 100%. You look after yourselves, you take care. Let's be true to each other and ourselves. Come on, you wines, we can get through this.
Hi, this is Alina Starr, just giving you guys my 2 cents on bringing back Snodgrass. While initially I would say my opinion was, yeah, bring him back, as a squad player. Now I think we actually need the space for one of the younger players, like a Holland or Diangana. So my new controversial opinion is maybe don't bring back Snoddy. And of all people, I love him as a person. So obviously this really says something if I'm saying maybe make room for some new blood. Okay, thanks, bye.
I don't think there's any rush for it, particularly. I wouldn't offer him to him right now. If you look at his age, look at Zabaleta. Zabaleta was a prime example. For me, Zabaleta basically disappeared overnight. Like, it was insane. I can't remember what match it was. I think it was, I want to say Burnley for some reason, but I remember thinking one day he was really good, and the next day he was really, really bad. It happened like that. And Snodgrass is at the age where that could happen to him. So I wouldn't be in any rush, particularly to give him a contract 6 months ahead of time right now. And not only that, not even 6 months, it'd be a year ahead of time, wouldn't it? Because it's 2021, so a year ahead of time. But not only that, the situation we're in as a world, just we can't be making any sort of financial decisions anyway. Because the thing is with Robert Snodgrass is he came in to be that replacement. He was, although transfer-wise it wasn't that high a deal, the wage packet is, although it's obviously lessened now, given the fact that everyone else has risen up so high that all of a sudden 70 grand a week doesn't seem so much. It's still a lot. And it's a lot for someone in my mind who would be a squad player going forward, because I don't want to see Snodgrass start. I love him, I really do, and I think obviously he's very good at set pieces and whatnot, but his final product isn't as much as it should be. He doesn't create as much as he should be, he doesn't score as much as he should be. It's still good, and I want him in the squad. I think he's super good to have in the squad, because A, he can play several different positions, B, he'll give you 1000% every time he's on the field, and C, he's probably quite good in training and for squad morale and all that sort of stuff. But I don't want to see him start, especially next season, seasons going forward. If we play him in a central three, which is what I think he should be, I don't think he can play on the wings anymore, I should say, not on the wide. I don't think he can play out there anymore. If we're playing him central, you're looking at Fornals, you're looking at Souček, you're looking at people like that. He can't be starting. He can't be, really. But to have around a squad, then yes. If I had to make the decision now, it was either you give him a contract now or he's gone at the end of his contract. I would probably give him a 1-year extension. But in reality, I think we wait. I wouldn't give him to him now, because as well as he has played, and he's put in the shifts, he's put in the amount of work that deserves a new contract and deserves rewarding. The age and the timing is just all wrong for me.
Hi everyone, it's Jazz. Just answering the question whether Robert Snodgrass deserves a 1-year extension on his current contract? And the simple answer for me is no. He's about 33 years old, and we've really got to be strict going forward the way we do things at this club. And we've really got to buy young players in the mould of Bowen. We've got to bring in players with stamina, with pace, with strength. Those are the type of players that we need going forward. A pressing game, pressing when we kind of defend, pressing when we go forward, interchanging. Don't see him in a 4-4-2 or 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, which is what we're going to use going forward. I think players like Anderson, even though he's been underperforming, Ajeti, Bowen, Dean Garner maybe next year, Holland. Those are the wingers we'll be looking at who should be in front of Snodgrass. If we are to step up to the next level, then with respect, he's been great, but we really got to move him on and bring more youth players in and get those young, hungry players in from the Championship or other leagues who are hungry to prove a point, really. So not for me. Thank you. I mean, thank you for his service. He's good at set pieces, good deliveries, good corners. But if you want to go to the next step and qualify for Europa in the next couple of years, no, sorry. We've got to be more ruthless and buy younger players in the mould that I said previously. Come on, you Irons.
Hey everybody, this is Sally from American Hammers TV, answering the Hammers Polls question of the week, which was, does Robert Snodgrass deserve another 1-year extension? I definitely think he's fully deserving of a 1-year extension. I'm not 100% sure if I would want him to come back, just because I think the Premier League season as a whole, I think might have kind of passed him in his abilities. He's definitely clutch in certain games, but when it comes against teams like the Man Cities, the Liverpools, the top teams of the league, I don't know if he could just keep up for, a whole 90 minutes. And sometimes even coming in as a sub might be a hindrance to the team, in regards to his pace and things like that. But it's definitely no question of his work rate. He's a hell of a player. I'm definitely glad for the years that he's been on the team. So to answer the question, yes, he deserves one, but I don't know if I would want to offer him one, if that makes any sense. But I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. So until then, come on, you Irons.